Hello people, this is Cobra and this is Let's Play Valkyria Chronicles Blind. So apparently the last mission, which I bitched and moaned about so much, is not exactly a well-loved one among people playing this, so I'm just glad to hear that I'm not just the only one who thinks that was all kinds of ridiculous. Let's see, do you have anything to offer me? Just have that commissioned. It's not exactly the most inspiring of medals. Here, have a depiction of your nightmares in the trenches.
Furthermore,
yeah, that reminds me, I need to change some things with those guys because man, that sucked suddenly having those lopping things. It's fair enough. You've done a lot to help me. Nothing new happened.
So, come back.
I remember back when I could keep up with all of this.
Here you... Train! Fight the bullet! Good work! Okay!
Antidote. Huh. Neat.
Come!
It's not good against that armor though, which is really what I need them for. Better range though. I suppose having one of you guys wielding one of these could be good because, well, sometimes we do need the range. So let's switch things up a little bit in that regard. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Sir, may I come in? Kreese, any results on that thing I asked you to look into? Yes, sir. For starters, this bullet you gave me. Its shape and markings perfectly match rounds used by an experimental Gallian sniper rifle.
As much as...
I see. So Alicia really was shot by someone inside the Gallian force. So, any leads on who fired it? Yes, sir. Tell me, Kreese. The night before the shooting, records show Lieutenant Lanzet checked out the rifle. What? Faldio had the gun? Are you sure that's not some mistake? It's rare for a tank commander to ask for a sniper rifle, so the clerk remembered him. Sir, only 2 of those rifles exist right now. One is confirmed to be locked in the arsenal. The other was checked out to Lieutenant Lanzet and has yet to be returned. I can't. It's hard for me to believe, too. Faldio? It couldn't be.
Oh, it is. Let's go sock him in the face.
Hey, Faldio. You in? I guess not. Notes on the Valkyrian race. The anthropology of the Valkyrer. Maybe he was reading up on the enemy.
Maybe he's just a fan.
This is his handwriting. Alicia must be made to awaken. What?
Alicia must be made to awaken. No matter how much I try, I can think of no other way.
Oh, really?
I almost wish I had never joined them on that expedition to the Valkyria's ruins. I'm convinced that the inner chamber was built to admit only Valkyria. But the door opened at her touch. That could only mean that the blood of their tribe courses through her veins.
And?
Still, I was shocked to find her bathed in that uncanny light that night in the field. Though I doubted my eyes, I never once doubted. That light was the Valkyrian blue flame.
And?
Ultimately, I had no choice but to accept the simple truth that Alicia is one of them. I'd already begun to question all I knew. The walls of the temple sanctum were inscribed with the Valkyrier's account of history. History as it truly was. We are all taught of the Darkson calamity and how their actions forever scorched the land. But this account told a different story.
Oh, great.
The Valkyria invaded this land from the north, slaying the indigenous Darkson people as they came. Their grasp of Ragnite technology and the art of war were vastly superior. They trained the destructive power of Ragnite on the Darkson's land, burned it to ash, then had the gall to pass the blame for their inhuman deeds off on their Darkson slaves. Darksons have borne that stigma ever since, while the Valkyria became godlike saviors.
Well, that's what happens when the winners write history.
The victors simply rewrote the history books.
Yep.
The Valkyria's ruins promulgate a lie to all but their own descendants as hard fact. Reading about the Valkyria's power, the true face of these saviors, left me stunned. Yet at the same time, I cannot help but think of how useful it could be to us now. Since then, I've investigated every text and report on the Valkyria I could find. They lead me to believe that at least a few scions of the Valkyria must have survived to this day. All across Europa, these rare individuals live and die unaware of their own nature.
Look, if they're that fucking rare, going from an...
But history has recorded rare cases of individuals who have awakened to their powers.
Yes, but if they were that powerful and had an empire and still died off, that would mean they're still more...
Their stories share one common thread. All of them suffered grave wounds before awakening.
Maybe you should investigate an anti-Valkyrie weaponry instead of shooting your own allies, you
If
dumb
those accounts
ass!
are correct, the blood of the Valkyria stirs at the approach of death. Their power, having slept for thousands of years, bursts awake at one step shy of the end. Once awakened, if one of these individuals takes hold of the refined Ragnite arms of their ancestors, they make their mark on history as one of the Valkyria of old.
Look, could you stop masturbating about this whole Valkyrie thing and instead realize that you're shooting your own allies?
I couldn't stop myself. I stole the Valkyrian lance and shield out of the university archive.
Oh, you couldn't stop yourself?
Supposedly their blood serves to amplify the Ragnite's natural power.
You just couldn't help yourself. Well, what a nice excuse there. Oh, I just couldn't stop myself. That's great.
I have no idea what science lies behind it. Perhaps it's a consequence of their origins in the Ragnite-rich northern regions. Regardless of the reason, the Valkyria's life force itself calls forth a reaction from the stone. The enemy Valkyria decimated our forces on the Magyar plains. I could not afford to stay my hand on account of ethics. I had the rifle, and I forced myself to use it.
You know, I'm sure many of the Imperials have said the exact same thing about something. We can't stay our hands on their account
I
of
shot
ethics.
her. I placed the lance and shield on her unconscious form. I was racked with insecurity and guilt, hands red with blood of my best friend's love.
Are they in a relationship now?
But now I know. The choice I made was right.
Yeah, no.
Faldio!
Yeah, could you go break his arms and legs? Seriously! So many things could have gone wrong. She could have died. If you didn't bring her within the step of death, but instead killed her, she would have died right there. Sylvaria's method of doing it by stabbing herself was much more controlled. You shot at a distance and hoped for the best. You could have brought her, killed her, or you could not have wounded her as much as you wanted and then just shot her for no good fucking reason. Secondly, that power took control of her to such a degree that we weren't even sure she wasn't going to fire at us. You could have risked her going berserk in the middle of camp and laying waste to everything. Third, she collapsed in the middle of the battlefield when her energy was spent. And that was seconds before two white phosphor-launching battle juggernaut tanks took the field in a pincer attack. Had she not been brought out of there at that exact moment, had she been there for just a little while longer before fainting, she would have been in the middle of a battlefield that would have been reduced to a fiery hell with nobody to get out. Furthermore, and this is something I'd like to add, but I also had to talk about last time, the only reason she beat Sylvaria is because of Story's fiat. There was no way a neophyte Valkyrie should be able to beat a trained veteran one who's been displaying her power several times. There's some ways you could twist it, I suppose. You could say, oh, but because she was controlled by it, she was just that much more powerful because she was just not restraining herself. And that's also what caused her to faint, where Sylvaria can sustain her power for a longer period of time, so not being as powerful. But then Sylvaria should probably have recognized that. You could also say that it's something because, well, Alicia is a complete amateur and therefore did something that Sylvaria didn't expect. But first of all, she was being controlled, and secondly, well, that's not what we saw. There was some way you could do it, but the way it did, it made Sylvaria come off as a complete dumbass, and that felt really disgraceful to her character. Everything about this is fucking stupid, and you know, even if we won that battle, we should not have won the battle of the plains. Really, it should have come off as we barely managed to pull back before we get pulverized. Because even without Sylvaria there, the enemy was still numerically superior, technologically superior in many regards, and that whole thing was just kind of stupid. And Faldio's an idiot who just pats himself on the back. Oh yeah, it went well. That meant everything I did was good. I did the right thing from the start because as long as it ends well, it's completely okay. I shoot my own allies and bring everyone in grave danger of being incinerated by a fucking blue laser. Fucking ass clown.
Hello, Lieutenant Gunther. Is something wrong?
Faldio, where is he?
Sir, Captain Virat just called him in. He left only a minute ago.
Throw him out a fucking window, Welkin!
Faldio, I'm only going to ask you this once. Was it you who shot Alicia?
Yeah. I shot her.
Could you punch him? No, could you?
Tell me why. Why did you have to shoot her?
The people. Gallia needed her.
No, they fucking
Now
did.
let me ask you a question. How else do you think we could have won that battle?
We couldn't because our commanders were
If not
idiots!
for Alicia's power, Gallia would have most certainly lost.
That's our general's fault!
I still can't.
And not just this battle. I'm talking about Gallia's future. How else are we supposed to survive, Welkin? Caught on either side by giants. It's Alicia. Our Valkyria. She's the only one who can protect us from them.
Wrong. Our side gaining power won't end this war. All it does is escalate the conflict.
That's enough.
No, it isn't.
Listen to each other. You may both be right, but still, you're both very wrong.
You're someone
I
like
don't claim
Lagra
to have the perfect answer either. However, regardless of the reason, attacking one of your own comrades is deplorable. By Gallian military law, I remand you to the stockade until further notice, Faldio. And you, Welkin. 24 hours in isolation
Oh,
for
fuck
engaging
you,
in
lady!
fisticuffs.
Fuck you! You're too much of a pussy to stand up to that General Damon, who was throwing away soldiers into a meat grinder, and now you're punishing those two. You know what? Fair enough if you punish Valkyria, but Reckoning is in good rights to do this. They were only in that situation because that fucking General Damon, who you're too much of a coward and a spineless bitch to stand up to, threw soldiers into a fucking meat grinder with you just looking on because, oh no, he's a big bad general and I have some sort of vulnerable past. That makes this completely okay, you fucking spectacles wearing twat! Fuck you, Valkyria, you deserve to be shot out of a cannon at a mountain spikes, and fuck you, lady, you're not worthy of your commanding post. And fuck the entire general staff of this because they're not worthy of their medals. I hope to see them all fucking burn! Well, we got a new skirmish battle, so let's do that.